All right, you guys. I feel like talking a little bit. I gotta give a shout out to whoever made the titles, because first it was "Who Needs Enemies" and then it's "Who Needs Venemies." So I think that was pretty clever. Yeah. So I switched to the Black Spider-Man because I don't talk on the Black Spider-Man one. So now I'm talking on it. So my kids are in the Beyblades all of a sudden.
There's an episode, and we watched the episodes tonight before we went to bed.
Now they're like, I need to have Beyblades. So I was gonna do this just normally, but now they're sniffing around, making requests, birthday requests and stuff, and I can't get free. So I decided to just turn on the mic and talk. There's a lot going on nowadays. I'm supremely affected. One of the I mean, we're time stamping this, and by the time this game comes out, it will have been a while. But one of the things that just without fail is kind of bothering me. You guys go over there. No, go over there. Go over there. I'll give you. Yeah, here you go. There you go. Now get out of here. You two, go. Go. Get out of your seat. So yeah, one of the things that kind of gets me about everything. No, go with all that high pitched talking stuff. Ugh. One of the things that gets me about just to kind of timestamp this, Biden's president. The last week, the rednecks done bum rushed the Capitol. Everybody's surprised except for minorities who didn't have that much faith. I don't know if everybody's surprised. We all kind of knew it was gonna happen. Just really weird. The thing is that you kind of like, I'm not a white person, so I think better of black people, even though I know there are some bad black people out there giving us all a bad name. By and large, I think of myself as a good black person, so I think of most black people as good black people. I mean, there might have been a time in my life when I didn't think about myself as being black so much because I couldn't see myself in other black people. But yeah. So what I think happens is that, white people feel the same way. You know what I mean? They see a white person and then they see themselves in every white person and they're a good white person. So they decide that most white people are good. And they give them the benefit of the doubt because they would want the benefit of the doubt. That's usually the way it works. But man, at this point, very interesting because now white people are really separating themselves, good and bad. I failed the mission. I wasn't fast enough, fam. Where's it gonna start me back up on? Let's see. How many do I have? 0 out of... Oh, it's just... No, they're the lower ones. They started me back up at the lower, so that's fine. But yeah, that's the way I explain it in my mind. I don't want to vilify, white people when these things happen. I always think it's funny. Like some junk happens with a bunch of black people doing bad things, and I'm kind of disgusted myself. Although doesn't happen to that degree, goodness gracious. I mean, trying to take over the Capitol and kill kill our nation's leaders. That's amazing. Like the fucking, oh my goodness. And also, you know, during COVID, which I guess we're not going to, you know, they trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us with diseases, and they trying to kill, I mean, because there's too many of us now, apparently, you know. Although they're hurting themselves. I'm so confused about how it's all working out. I mean, I think I'm coming from a place of logic, but then I also can see the disconnect in how people feel like they're invincible, and how, you know, that emotion of invincibility is what keeps, you know, everybody safe. I just don't understand, or, you know, not safe, but keeps everybody fighting for their children to be safe. I just don't understand where these guys envision a better world. I don't know what the long-term gain is.
Here is my plan. Here is my plan. The symbiotes are vulnerable to sound. This device will generate a self-perpetuating sonic wave of 59,000 hertz by converting the light from a plasma detonation into a thermal wave.
You have to amplify that signal as the wave is generated.
That's why it is designed to employ the metal superstructure of a skyscraper, like a tuning fork.
Fine, we're using Stark Tower.
The harmonics will only work on the right kind of alloy. American steel, forged before 1940. Only one building has the right makeup. The Trask Building.
Will it kill all the symbiotes without killing their hosts?
Yes! Now, to complete this project, I require the following. Full access to the facilities here at Fisk Industries, $25 million in cash, a full pardon, and this castle in Italy with this woman from my favorite tool calendar waiting by the pool.
My laboratories are at your disposal, and if you allow me a moment to place a few calls, the castle and girl are yours. But I'm afraid the pardon, and of course the money, are up to my esteemed colleague from S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fine! Now, we just have to keep this city from self-destructing. Nie bielo body kłopat, tak upila Parosia.
You are not done out there. Ah, there you are. The perfect man for the job.
Don't try to pretend you like me. It creeps me out.
You misunderstand. My associates are under attack by creatures possessing electrical powers. And I don't want to risk anyone valuable.
You've been saving that one, haven't you?
Get there quickly, or else they will be turned into more of these hideous things.
Okay, anything else? 30, 40 burgers to go?
So yeah, back to what I was saying. I have no idea what their end goal is, you know? I mean, that's the problem with villainy in general. Like, villains are always, they seem to have this grand plan to rule the world, you know? But then if they ever succeed in ruling the world, there's really never a like, what are you gonna do now? Because ruling the world is very mundane and boring. Haven't you ever seen Conan the Barbarian? So he fights through all these people, ends up being king, and all he does is sit on the throne looking bored throughout the whole credits. You know, the same thing happened with God of War. Kratos went through all that crap to kill Ares, the god of war, and then all that was left was for him to just sit on the throne and then command other people to go to war. It's just it's boring. Once you've attained a goal, you have to set new goals, or else it's boring. Somebody who's goal-oriented always wants to achieve goals continuously. Now, if their ultimate goal has been achieved, then there's nothing to do. There's no more fun to be had. You're just maintaining things. You know? That's why nobody you play a video game and you want to beat the game. After you've beat it, there's nothing left to the game. You can set yourself new goals while you play the game more, but there's really nothing to do. The game is not fun after that. You see what I mean? Yeah, but you need a new goal. That's usually my goal, to play different games and look at the stories. Post them online. Yeah, that's what's fun for me. Those are the goals I set. That's what takes up my time. But if you achieve the goal and there's no extra game or in game or anything like that, you're just waiting for stuff to happen. Now, if Donald Trump were to take office by force and still be there, he would have a really hard time coming up with stuff to do. He sure would try to do the most he can, you know, to turn everything back to the way it was when it was great, in quotes. But I mean, nobody likes that way. So, well, you know, I guess a few people would. I'm willing to believe that these guys aren't gonna like it. If they were to take it over, these MAGA people, the QAnon people, they wouldn't be too happy. It's so difficult to run a bunch of idiots. See, the thing about Democrats is that we can't get together on a lot of things. You know, I shouldn't even say that. I'm sorry. I don't want to get too political. I just, you know, I'm always amazed at their ability to group up, and the people that support Trump, not conservatives. You know, conservatives just don't want Democrats to win, and they want to further their own agenda. I get that. You know, it's pretty much what everybody feels. But what I don't understand is how you can run a country on hate and fear, and what it's like to live that way, to just continuously be thinking something bad's gonna happen to you. Not on some regular extenuating circumstances like, oh hey, there's somebody who's mentally insane trying to kill you, or somebody who's a thief that doesn't have any money trying to kill you. This is like fear that they have for what? Like, I need to know, and it's really difficult to hear what it is because it's just too easy for, you know, the Democratic news outlets to just kind of complain about how stupid everybody is. I need to know how they justify these things for themselves. That's that would help me understand it more. I mean, what we're not looking for is understanding, even though we're always talking about love and all of this stuff. It's a classic good bad scenario, but what really needs to happen is understanding. Like, why do they feel like this? Is it just because they haven't been around enough people? It's just, sometimes it hurts my heart that people can choose to be told things to make themselves angry, really. When everything goes down and bad things happen, I don't get mad. I actually I'm a little too sensitive for that. It hurts my heart, you know what I mean? It's hard to, it's really hard for me to you just know that people are being fed this information to make them hate other people, and that kind of hurts. It sucks. Real talk.
Nice work knocking out these crazy things, but this isn't over.
You mean there are more of these guys?
That's right. You better hit as many as you can.
Okay.
While you're at it, you might want to try stopping these things at the source.
Sounds like fun.
I mean, you just kind of... Most of us are in places like our parents, or maybe you just end up in a place that doesn't go against your values. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be challenged by people who don't feel that way, But I mean, I lived in Alpharetta, Alpharetta, Georgia. It's not that easy in Alpharetta. There's a lot of room for different opinions, and it's just, when I was younger, I didn't have the ability to understand or to ask people what their issue was. I was just trained to be mad and reactive to things and look for, racial issues all the time. And now that I'm older, I don't see it that black and white. I think that, racism or these things, there's always something underlining. Like, you don't have a reason to dislike black people if you didn't feel like they were taking you down somehow. That's what I don't get. I mean, that Trump doesn't have a reason to dislike black people, other than that if he became a champion for black people, he would command less people. People would like him less if he wasn't racist. So he doesn't quite say he's racist. He just does what he can to be popular, I mean, it's obvious that Trump only cares about making more money, and he only cares about figuring out ways to make more cash. He can't not be a businessman. So whatever makes him more money, he says. He's ruthless. He doesn't have any morals. He's that sort of businessman that can't stop making money. All he cares about is winning, So people being upset at him is to me, it doesn't make so much sense. He's dangerous because he exploits the part of America that is filled with hatred and anger, and nobody knows why. We just want to kind of like shove all these people down into the ground, and the only people that we have to represent them are other people who just want to make more money and become leaders and stuff. When we ask people who are normal people why the hell they got a problem, all they do is just squirt out a bunch of shit that they heard somebody popular say, and not any actual like real stuff, and that's really disappointing. Like, why are they not so knowledgeable? And I'm saying that, but I don't know if I'm knowledgeable either. I'm probably not. The thing that's crazy is that everybody seems to act like they know what the hell they're talking about. Nobody really knows. Like, we all got a bunch of studies and shit that we throw out there and everything. We all have our morals that we bend based on how we want to feel and who we want to, put down, We're all equal, and unless you need a job, then you would like to be considered higher than the other person, all that stuff. It's so crazy to me, but yeah, you're more knowledgeable because your echo chamber tells you are. You've learned all the facts, all the counterpoints that you're supposed to learn because you've been reading up on shit that you've approved to be factual, and then other people are doing the same shit. And nobody's comparing any notes. And when they do, it's always in an aggressive way in which nobody wants to be wrong. So now we're not comparing notes or being objective about everybody else's pain so we can maybe alleviate some of it. But what we're doing is we're just trying to hurt each other in some sort of war. And I'm kind of tired of it. It's not just the United States. Everybody's going to war within their own places. Like, nobody has time, especially with the virus and all of that stuff. Nobody has time to focus on anything else. It's just all we do is fight each other, inside these countries. I mean, the junk happens in Germany, the junk happens in Ukraine. Like, people are just forcing injustice on other people, and there's just no rhyme or reason to it other than making money. I don't know. I've been watching a bunch of news, around the world, and nobody's doing great. Everybody's being pooped on. All these groups are being marginalized, and somehow governments kind of get over off treating people like crap, and it hurts, I mean, it's not just about America, it's about everybody. And chill. The and the countries, like the countries that are getting the least heat, just have the least amount of discrimination and stuff. But I don't believe it's not there. And we're never gonna solve it. And I don't want to be a doom theorist, but the world needs villains. And instead of having one or two, we need a few narcissists that speak out to a bunch of people who are afraid to come out of their caves for fear of being harassed. But it helps to have the sort of privilege that you could come out of your cave and feel like you're not going to get shot and killed for having intents to shoot and kill someone else or hang them. That's nice. All these things are so weird. It's one of those things where your eyebrows can raise so high they go to the back of your head, but nothing's gonna be done. Everybody moves really slow, and nothing's quick and decisive. Kind of. Well, that's life. You either fix the problem immediately, look forward to take steps to fix the problem, or you just let it hang there until everybody forgets that there's a problem, and then keep doing that every time the problem raises up. It's fun. It's great. as a person like me who's goal oriented and who likes to finish things, you just have to learn at some point. People's motive is to have value by not doing what they're supposed to do and then hanging that over your head. Like if you don't have any other choices, that's it. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. Next episode won't be me talking too much. It'll be back to nice red and blue Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, I don't care about these videos being monetized or not, you know. So every now and then I'll pick up the mic and I'll just talk into oblivion. Anyway, see you guys on the next one.